Hello everyone, today we are going to be reading some more Am I the A-hole on Reddit. I want to break up with my fiance and pursue a relationship with her sister after she kissed me at Thanksgiving last night. Am I the a-hole? So I, 26 male, am engaged to my fiance, 26 female. We've been together for 11 years. Our biggest relationship difficulty happened last year when I proposed and she rejected me. That was genuinely the worst moment of my life. Even though she apologized in the days and weeks after and said she panicked and that she did want to marry me, I was very close to ending things. Eventually I stayed, and a few months later I proposed again and she said yes immediately and was super happy about it. But it's always been in the back of my mind how she rejected and humiliated me when I first proposed to her. So my fiance has a sister, 27 female. The three of us grew up almost like a trio. Growing up though, I was always closer to her sister. She always reminded me of my own sister who passed when she was 10 years old. She asked me out once in middle school and again in freshman year of high school, but I always saw her like a sister. And in sophomore year, I started dating my fiance, her sister. She was nothing but supportive and was genuinely happy for us. So yeah, Thanksgiving was yesterday. I was invited, I'm close with her parents too, and we all drank, laughed, talked. Late at night, my fiance's sister asked if we could go into another room to talk. We were both drunk, reminiscing about old memories, and she kissed me, and I didn't stop it. The worst part was that I've never felt anything like that before. It wasn't butterflies, it literally felt like white sparks behind my eyes and this deep feeling in my chest. It felt like my heart skipped or something, like a heart murmur. It hit me so hard that even now just thinking about it, I can feel that heart murmur. I asked her today if she regretted what we did and she said, not at all. And that she was just shooting her shot one last time and would respect my decision either way. And also admitted that if I did choose her, it would likely destroy her bond with her sister and also the family dynamics. But she said it would be worth it for me. So yeah, I know it's horrible, but I'm just thinking about so many emotional moments my fiance's sister and I have shared. Like when she was there for me during my worst moments, including sleeping in a hospital chair for 3 days, straight after I had a major accident. She asked me out back when I was overweight, shy, and had zero confidence. I only started dating my fiance after a huge weight loss transformation, which took almost a year, but her sister never cared about any of that physical stuff. She's always been super loyal, and that kiss, I can't lie, I've never felt anything like that in my life. Would it be wrong to end the engagement? I'm not delusional about the consequences. I feel sick and nauseous even thinking about the fallout and the ruined family dynamics. But I would never have even thought about entertaining this if my fiance hadn't rejected my proposal last year. Ever since then, it's always been at the back of my mind. First of all, you are most definitely the a-hole. It's not just the fact that she kissed you, but you continued the kiss. Even if you were caught off guard by the kiss, you could always pull away, probably even before she touched you. Since your fiance first rejected your proposal, did you have it in the back of your mind that your fiance might leave you, or did you have it in the back of your mind that there might be someone else for you? Or maybe that you chose the wrong sister. Is that maybe what you've been thinking about? Either way though, the fact that you continued the kiss is absolutely cheating. So you cheated on your fiance with her sister. So yes, you are definitely the a-hole. Okay, now let's take a look at the comments. Top comment is, yeah, you're the a-hole. Another comment says, you already have your answer. And to be honest, your fiance deserves better too. It's not like you would never see her sister again if you stay with your fiance, which would likely turn into affairs sooner or later. I don't have to tell you how messed up all of this is, but at least be kind enough to let your fiance go to heal from this and find someone that she feels sparks with kissing her. Also, be ready for a massive backlash for both of you from family and friends. Another comment, you are the a-hole, please do the right thing and break up with your fiance. She deserves better than you and her sister. You have both betrayed her and it's gonna break her heart. You are both so selfish. On to the next story. Am I the a-hole for faking my birth? I'll keep this as short as possible. I, 25 female, am pregnant with the baby due in a couple of days. My husband, 25 male, promised that he would be the one to drive me to the hospital and that he will be glued to his phone until birth. He works only 10 minutes from our home and his boss agreed to let him go when the birth happens. The problem is my mother-in-law. My husband and her have an unhealthily, in my opinion, strong bond, and she is overly involved in our relationship, which has caused many issues in the past. She requires his attention every day. She has suggested moving in with us ever since I became pregnant. She also has, quote, emergencies, unquote, whenever we have anniversaries or important occasions like my birthday or anything else. As the date is approaching, I became increasingly worried that his mother will have another emergency during the birth and I will have trouble getting to the hospital or will be forced to be alone during the birth. I voiced my concerns and it caused fights between me and them. I even suggested asking my best friend to drive me and keep me company as I'm scared of giving birth, but it was shot down with, "How can you not trust your own husband?" So I'm not proud of it, but I faked giving birth yesterday. I called my hubby at work, told him it started, and he said he will be right there. After half an hour, I called him to ask where he was, and he didn't answer. After almost an hour, he called me to say he is at the hospital with his mom because guess what? She is having a medical emergency. Apparently, he called her to tell her I am giving birth and she got a heart attack from the excitement. He said he will have to miss my birth and actually asked me to call my friend to drive me and stay with me. I admit I was very angry and heartbroken, so I told him I wasn't actually giving birth and that it was just a test that showed me how he would actually behave versus what he said he would do, and it proved a point that he would always care for his mother more than his own wife who's carrying his child. He was very angry and even blamed me for his mother's heart attack in that moment. His mom, of course, did not have a heart attack but a false alarm. I felt very justified, but now that we talked, I feel guilty. He said he feels manipulated and gaslighted, that just because his mother lied about the emergency doesn't mean I should lie to him. He said that marriage is built on trust, so I have to trust him instead of lying to him to prove a point. He even said that he didn't choose his mother over me but chose a bigger emergency and that he knew I could handle getting to the hospital, but his mother needed him more and that a heart attack is more serious. I pointed out that she lied, but he said he couldn't have known that and that I was just as bad for lying. I feel like I am going crazy. Am I the a-hole? And there are 2 edits. Edit 1. Just because I don't want to be misunderstood, I did what I did because I'm terrified to give birth alone. My friend would have to ask for a day off in advance, so she would have to know that she is needed before I actually get contractions. My mom died in childbirth, and I don't want to be alone during the scariest moment of my life. Even if I am the a-hole, I think this gave me the push I needed to get my ducks in a row, and my friend already asked for a couple of days off to be there when I need it. I'm just so scared. Edit 2. To answer a common question, why did you marry him? Wasn't he putting his mom first in the beginning? I suppose it is a fair question, but it was never that bad. Well, now it is, so... But when we first started, it was lovely. His mother was barely a footnote in our relationship because we were at university and far away. I suppose my greatest mistake was agreeing to move into his town versus moving into mine. I come from a town on the opposite side of the country, and our university was in the middle, so to speak, and his mom, while nosy and controlling, was far away and easy to write off. When we got married, we moved into his town for logistic reasons, as he already had a job lined up in his town and I didn't. We have been living here for a year and a half, and it has gotten progressively worse until now. When he isn't in contact with her, he is a good partner, but when you add her into the equation, he becomes a different person. Even his friends see it and asked me about it. Right now, I just want to focus on the baby, but after birth, I will have to rethink our life together. I just can't spend the rest of my life in a triad with his mother. I would say you are definitely not the a-hole. Like, the fact that he's saying you are gaslighting him when really he's the one gaslighting you, you knew exactly what was going to happen. You knew his mom was going to say she had an emergency and you knew that he was going to go to her. He's saying that you should just trust him without him actually showing or proving to you that you can trust him. He's constantly attending to his mom on days that are important and of significant value to you, especially with the fact that you're saying your mother died during birth, which is so sad. Like, the fact that he would know that and would let you be alone, I cannot think of anything that's worse. Absolutely not the a-hole. Your mother-in-law is, and to be honest, your husband kind of is, and he needs to stop being a little mama's boy and grow up and attend to his wife. This situation just makes my blood boil. Let's have a look at the comments and see what Reddit has to say. If my mother was for real having a heart attack when my wife went into labor, she would either lie to me so that I would not go to her, or she would insist that I be with my wife. Your mother-in-law is bonkers, and your husband is a jerk for putting her first. Bigger emergency? Is he a cardiologist or an EMT? If not, what the heck is he gonna do for her? Someone said, notice how he could call and inform his mom before going to you, but didn't even bother to contact you for an hour when mother-in-law had her emergency. He doesn't even think you are worth the heads up while you were actively waiting for him. Another comment said, not the a-hole, you should make your husband promise not to tell his mother till after birth if he wants to be allowed in the hospital room with you, or tell him if he abandons you during the birth for another of his mom's emergencies, the marriage will be over. To be honest, it sounds like she will always come first in his life, so the relationship is on extremely shaky ground. Perhaps marriage counseling? Alright, let's get on to the next story. Am I the a-hole for canceling a family holiday at my house after my dad said he was bringing his new partner and we all had to accept it instantly? I, 28 female, offered to host our big family holiday this year for the first time. Usually it is at my parents' place, but my mom moved out last year when my parents separated and the house is much smaller now. I have a decent sized apartment, a dog, and actually like cooking, so I thought it would be very nice to have everyone over and also take some emotional load off of my mom. When I first floated the idea in our family group chat, everyone sounded excited, including my dad. The only thing I asked was that we do keep it relatively small because I do have a limited number of chairs and dishes and I get overwhelmed very easily with a ton of people crammed into my living room. So the plan was my dad, my siblings, their partners and kids, and my grandma. We set the date, shared menu ideas, I started buying decorations and making lists like a nerd. For context, my parents' separation is still pretty fresh. They split officially 10 months after a long time of my dad having friendships that were obviously more than that. Mom finally had enough and moved into a condo. Dad has been hinting he is seeing someone, but refuses to give any details and said it was too soon for us to meet her and that he wanted us to respect his privacy. And that's fine, it's his life. I was honestly relieved to just have a calm holiday where everyone could focus on food and kids instead of divorce drama. Then, about 2 weeks before the holiday, Dad calls me and basically announces, not asks, that he will be bringing his new partner, Lena. He adds that he expects everyone to be welcoming and that he does not want any attitude or sulking kids. I said I was surprised because he had made a big deal about privacy and also that mom will be there, and it might be a lot for her to sit in that tiny living room with his new girlfriend like nothing happened 10 months ago. He cuts me off and says that he is tired of walking on eggshells around us, that he deserves happiness, and that if my mom chooses to feel awkward, that is her problem. Then he says something like, if you are hosting, you host all of me, including my partner. If you cannot do that, I will remember it. I told him I was not comfortable being the stage for his grand reveal, especially when he refused to even have a real conversation first. I suggested he either talk to mom and my siblings first, or we keep this holiday as just immediate family and he introduces Lena another time. He doubled down and said I was being controlling and disrespectful and repeated that he was bringing her and we all needed to accept it instantly. No compromise. After that call, I just sat there shaking. I kept imagining my mom trying to make small talk while my dad acts like a teenager with his new crush. The more I thought about it, the more I felt like I was being forced into choosing a side or pretending years of hurt never happened inside my own home that I was supposed to feel safe in. So the next day, I texted the family chat and said that I was canceling hosting. I told them I loved them, but I was not up for managing the tension and that maybe it was better if everyone just did their own plans this year. My mom immediately called and said she understood completely and would just spend the day with a friend. My siblings were disappointed, but mostly at our parents in general and not me. My dad, on the other hand, absolutely lost it. He said I was punishing him for moving on, accusing me of siding with my mom, and even hinted that I was being ungrateful because he helped me with my college and with the down payment on my place years ago. He keeps texting me that I have ruined the family holiday and that all I had to do was be polite to his new partner for a few hours. One of my aunts chimed in that I should have just hosted anyway and not made it about the divorce. I do feel guilty because I know my siblings were looking forward to having everyone together and I did pull the plug. But at the same time, I feel like my boundaries got bulldozed the moment my dad turned my home into a test of loyalty. You are definitely not the a-hole. Knowing that his ex or the mom is going to be there, it seems like he maybe just wanted to show off his new girlfriend in front of her. Something that really rubs me the wrong way about this guy is that he used the helping with college and down payment for the house against his own child. It's like you do this thing as a favor for your child because you love them and you want to help them. That's one of the things that really bugs me because I'm someone who's very reluctant to accept favors from people because of this exact reason, that I don't want to accept a favor if it comes with something that is attached to it. If you're expecting me to pay back the favor, then you should probably say that before you even offer. But yeah, the fact that your parents divorced 10 months ago and your dad is already trying to bring a new girlfriend to the holiday that your mom is going to be at, he is absolutely the a-hole here. If I'm one of the kids in this situation, I see my dad trying to bring his new girlfriend to the family holiday 10 months after the divorce. To me, that just shows that, you don't respect my mom. All right, let's get on to the comments because clearly I have a lot to say about this. Let's see what Reddit has to say. You are not the a-hole. He wanted to hurt the mom. That was his goal. He cheated for years, she finally got tired of his BS and left, and now he wants to punish her and make her feel bad. It's childish and selfish, and he has basically set his new girlfriend up to always be disliked by his kids no matter what. I wouldn't want to spend any holidays with him for the foreseeable future since he's so hellbent on hurting his family and ex-wife when they're still processing the separation. Absolutely, yes. Someone else said, why not host it anyways, but without the father? This is what I was thinking too. That's what she would have done if she was taking her mom's side, right? So basically, as expected, Reddit would definitely say this woman is not the a-hole, and it is definitely the dad in this situation. It's really sad that she has to go through all of this, in a short span after her parents divorced, and now her dad is acting like this. It's just really sad and sorry to see, but I hope it gets better for her. Alright, well that's it for today. Hope you guys had a wonderful time reading these stories with me. Bye for now.